Hi you guys, it's Sharnicia J and I'm back with another live video. I went live talking about actually I was scrolling on YouTube and there was a post about the AMC stock from someone that I actually follow on, or not follow, but someone I'm subscribed to on YouTube called Diamond something. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find the post because I just commented back to someone on there. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. Hi everyone. I'm going to be talking about how to know what to invest in. But first, let me tell you why I'm talking about this. So, there was someone that I just commented back to online. And so I said, why not just come out with a video about it? Because I keep getting these questions about how do I know what to invest in? What's a safe place to invest at online? And I suggest Robinhood, because I have a Robinhood account and I haven't experienced any problems with Robinhood. So what I'm going to do is just go through some ideas that I have and how I knew what to invest in when I started investing in stocks. I really started getting into investing in stocks during the beginning of the pandemic because there was actually a YouTuber that I was following at the time who was talking about it. But not only that, I just kept watching the news and I was like, I'm not working or anything, but I have a whole bunch of money saved up. What do I do with this freaking money? Let me see what I can do with it. So I was like, investing is very important. And that was something that I was really interested in, even whenever I was in like third or fourth grade. I was in an accelerated program called Reach at my public elementary school, and we learned about investing. And I was like, let me find out about Robinhood. I keep seeing these commercials about Acorns, Robinhood. Let me get into it. So what I did was I kept following the news. The news kept telling me that we're in a pandemic. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know eventually they're probably going to want some kind of vaccine to cure people or to keep people from having the actual virus. So let me go ahead and find out who is potentially going to be some of the main factors or the creators of this said vaccine that they keep talking about might come about. Go ahead and comment if you have something to say in the chat, and also like this video and subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be notified every time I post. Lately, I've been going live a lot talking about this book. It kind of helps us with money management and how to negotiate salaries. It's a women's guide, but I think that's very helpful for men as well. But yeah, so I just kept seeing these things in the media, and I decided that I was gonna just look up what were the people who were possibly going to come up with the vaccines. And I found out that Moderna, the people who make Viagra, as well as Pfizer, were going to mess around with trying to compete to see who could come out with the fastest vaccine. That's what it seemed like at the beginning of the situation. So literally all I did was go off of my intuition. I did not know the things that I'm going to sit here and tell you guys today, these 7 tips. I did not know these things. I went off of my intuition. Something told me, Viagra is a drug that has been around for a long time. Let me invest in Moderna. So I invested in Moderna. I didn't invest into Pfizer until later during the panoramic. I forgot that we probably shouldn't be using the other word because YouTube doesn't really like that. So yeah, so I decided to invest in Moderna, but whenever I got more and more into investing, I started to realize like I'm into this. I really like this. I want to know more. I want to triple and double my money even more and save for my future generations. So what I decided to do is I'm going to set aside an hour of my time every day, to 30 minutes to an hour every day or whenever I think about it, into researching investing and what I should invest in. And that includes watching the news, keeping up with the mainstream media and what they're saying, that what they are saying is going on. Another platform or page that I started following on Instagram is called Wall Street Bets. Also, if you look up Instagram and Twitter hashtags, one of the tags is Wall Street Bets. And there are a lot of other different types of hashtags. I would look up hashtags about investing in stocks, stock market investing. Type in those hashtags on Instagram and Twitter, and it's going to take you to pages that are dedicated to different stocks that they want to see go to the moon. Like, whenever you also have to like kind of get used to the stock market slang, because you're going to hear a lot of people or read a lot of people talking like buy in the dips. The dips is when the stock is low. So you want to buy in the dips because then you're able to see your money grow over time. Like one stock that I bought in the dip was AMC. AMC was like really low. So I ended up spending like $20. And now it has, the other day, I think I had gained, it had went up to like 80 something dollars. So you want to buy it in the dip so you can actually see your money grow. And then also, I talked about the mainstream media and how they were trying to they were talking about coming out with a vaccine, and Moderna and Pfizer were two companies that were talked about. Also, another thing, the reason why I ended up investing in Pfizer eventually is because you also want to look at dividend stocks. A lot of people live off of dividend stocks, especially if they invested in those stocks while they still had a job and now they are retired. Now they can live off of them if they are a big enough stock. Like there is a huge stock that I was invested in that I ended up selling. I think it was called Berkshire Hathaway, and it's owned by, I want to say, Warren Buffett. Let me make sure. Berkshire Hathaway. Yes, I think it's affiliated with Warren Buffett. They say until you see him sell those stocks, hold on to those stocks. You want to get affiliated and understand who and what is a big, like, or an old head in the game, like who is really into it. He really got a lot of his riches from the stock market. Also, let's find out if that stock yields dividends. Dividend is what you get paid off of the stocks annually. So a dividend yield may be like a 10% dividend yield. So if you invested $100 in something, you're going to get 10% of that annually. And some people live off of that, especially if they've invested a lot and then they've been holding the stock for a while. You want to hold stocks that are stable. Those stable companies, those are the stocks that you want to hold. And that's why I got Pfizer, because it had a dividend. Not only was it coming out with a vaccine, but also it paid dividends. As well as, since we were in the middle of a panoramic, you guys know I'm using that as code because YouTube doesn't like for us to use words that have to do with this catastrophe we're going through right now. I knew that theme parks were down and that people weren't really going to be going to theme parks. So while it was in the dips, Disney, I went ahead and invested in Disney. And now I have gained, And you can do this on like Cash App and Robinhood. Not only Robinhood, Cash App has it where you can invest only $1. So I will tell you guys how much I've gained from Disney. I only bought one share of Disney and I've gained $73.79. Hi. So yeah, we're talking about stocks and how to know what to invest in. So I've gained around almost $74 from investing in Disney at the beginning of the panoramic. So that tells you a lot about watching the news, what's going on, and who to invest in based on what's going on in the world. So not only were theme parks closed down and things opening back up, but I also remember department stores like Macy's, JCPenney were on the brink of possibly going into bankruptcy. A lot of times whenever they say that in the media, that's a clue, like, oh my gosh, we're about to go bankrupt. That means that the stock is probably low whenever they're thinking about going into bankruptcy. So when people hear they're going bankrupt, they're like, oh my gosh, there's going to be a sale. They always do sales at those department stores whenever they're saying they're going to go bankrupt. I remember they did that with Sears, and they did sales for months and months before they ever closed, probably like a whole year before they even closed. And there were a lot of sales going on at JCPenney's. They ended up closing. They actually did end up closing some JCPenney stores. But I went ahead. What I did was go in and invest in Macy's. And I also invested in JCPenney. And I gained money from, I think I gained a little bit from JCPenney. It wasn't too much, but I think I eventually sold it. But I'm still holding Macy's because their stock was super low. But now that the panoramic has kind of like, things started to open back up, now I have gained $23 on that stock. And that's just, and I invested like the minimum. I only own probably 1 or 2 shares of of Macy's. And yeah, but within one day, it has gone down 2.07%. So that's a thing as well. So you just really want to watch its track record. How does it fluctuate? Does it go up and down very frequently? Is it very stable? If it goes down, are other stocks in their category going down as well? And how are they doing in comparison to the other stocks in their industry? Technology stocks, we are always moving forward whenever it comes to technology. So things such as electronics and electronic cars like Tesla might be a good stock to invest in. I definitely invested in Tesla once I made enough money to invest in Tesla. I definitely did. But as soon as I invested in Tesla, that wreck happened, and then people were freaking out, and I guess people probably sold their stocks, or they're probably also losing money right now because of that. So the stock has gone way down. Like I'm negative $265.19. But I'm staying in it because Tesla is not just an electronic car company. Tesla is into a lot of other things other than cars. If it was only about cars and that stock is going down like that, I think I would pull my money out. But the fact that it's about more than cars makes me want to keep my stock. So think about that. This technology, were you one of the ones that got in on GameStop? No, I wasn't one that got in on GameStop. I'm so mad that I didn't. But I really hope that you're a person who gets in on AMC and I'll tell you guys at the end of this, stay until the end, and I'm going to tell you guys some stocks that you really should be invested in right now. And keep in mind, I am not a professional financial advisor, but based on what I've researched and what I've learned just from following hashtags, just from following things on Twitter and Instagram, I was able to find out certain things. So technology, this brings me to cryptocurrency. It's very important to invest in cryptocurrency because I think the world is going in that direction. I gained a lot from investing in Dogecoin whenever it was only like 2 cents. And my money, I invested $11 and I gained like $260 or something. When Elon Musk went live on Saturday Night Live or something, it was some Tonight Show or something, some night show he was on, and he was talking about Dogecoin. He told, like, the stock just kept going. I mean, not the stock, but the coin definitely started dipping a lot, and we started losing a lot of money. And I just happened to wake up that night at like 12 or 1 a.m. and something was like, take your money out, take your money out. And the stock still hasn't gone back up as much as it was going before that day, before 420, because they were hyping people up saying, oh my gosh, 420 is coming, we're gonna reach $1. And in the media they kept saying, we know that when things like that happen, the opposite ends up happening. And I should have listened and I should have secured my money. So I don't suggest that you invest in stocks or cryptocurrency unless it's money that you're willing to lose or willing to hold on to in a stock, like hold in a stock until it reaches, its peak or whatever. Wherever you want it to go, just know that there's a big risk sometimes. I know that there are some stocks that you're only allowed to have for a certain time. Is that true? I'm really not sure. Let's see if that's true. The 2 hour a day trading plan, huh? Is there a limit to the amount of stock you can buy? While there is no actual limit to the amount of shares you can purchase in a company, it's possible that there will be rules or restrictions that may interfere with your ability to buy as many shares as you want. That's all I see. I don't see anything about how long you can hold a share. Yeah, I don't see anything like that. But you can further research that. Also, another topic that my mom told me about, I was talking to my mom about the things I just told you guys, and she was saying you probably want to invest in things that you're actually interested in. So yeah, like I definitely was trying to do that, but then I just was like, I want to just follow the things that I know are going to make me some money over time. But I did do some things like that I really was interested in, like the theme parks. I invested, like I said, in Disney, in Six Flags, in places to shop like Macy's. And then I also, one day I won a freaking Tesla. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I invested in Tesla as well. And of course, Apple. Who wouldn't invest in Apple? I've gained and I've lost from Apple multiple different times, but I keep holding because, like I said, it's not just like I see them doing more than just an iPhone, They have multiple different types of technology that they come out with, and they seem to be a pretty stable company and it's pretty stable stock. So what you want to look for whenever it comes to stability and what stocks you should invest in, here's 7 things. The trends in earnings growth. If they are growing, then that means that they're doing something right. If their stock share, if their price per share is growing, then that must mean that they're doing something right. They're probably growing as far as sales or whatever. I heard that cruise ship stock is promising. Let me write that down. That's another thing. Not only cruise ships, but flight companies or airlines were a big deal at the beginning of the pandemic because people were not traveling. There were travel bans and things like that. So it was a great time to invest in airlines, even though one of the top people, I think it might have been Warren Buffett or someone along his, his stature, was selling all of his airline stocks. And that made me not want to invest in them, but I still invested eventually because I knew once the world opened back up that we were going to be making bank whenever we started to open back up and travel. Like, let me tell you some of the stocks that I'm invested in that are airlines. Like American Airlines. I've gained almost $40 in that stock, but today I've lost $3. I also invested in Delta Airline. I actually invested in the airlines that I actually travel with. Delta Airlines, I've gained $7.57. That's not a lot, but the share is only $46.08. So I mean, anything is good. Any growth is good, I feel like. You also want to look at the company's strength as it relates to their peers. So what makes it stand out? What makes this stock better up against its peers for you to invest in that stock as opposed to the other stocks? And if you're like me, I just invest in a lot of them that are in the same category. But if you don't have that much money set aside to invest in multiple things in one category, just invest in the top thing. And you can find that out by comparing the price to earnings ratio. But you also want to know the debt to equity ratio in line with the industry norms. It's in line with the industry norms. And then you compare the price to earnings ratio. That can help provide the market value. So how you compare the price to earnings ratio with the others in that industry is you want to take the price that the stock is trading for and divide that by the earnings per share. And that's how you'll get the price to earnings ratio. And when you compare it with other stocks in that industry, then you can decide, do you deal with an agent? No, I don't. I just research all of this by myself. Like I said at the beginning, I just take out at least an hour of my time. Even before I made this live, I even was researching then. I'm literally just really, really interested in this stuff because I really want to be really in charge and responsible over my finances and my investments. The next is, how is the company treating its dividends? Are they paying the people a lot in their dividends? And then you want to question, if they're paying the people a lot in their dividends, then are they actually taking care of the responsibilities of the actual company whenever it comes to the company's needs? And that leads me also to the effectiveness of the executive leadership. Research the leaders of the company, and then decide based on your research if you actually trust them. And also to think about the stability of the company. look at the how they grow in their revenue and maintain, and if they maintain low debt levels, if they are competitively positioned in their industry, and if they have effective leadership, like I was just saying. And then, yeah, that ties into long-term strength and stability. So those are the 7 tips. Those are the 7 things to consider whenever you're investing, and I really hope that that helps somebody. Like I said, every time I post about investing in cryptocurrency, investing in stocks, somebody always has a question. Like, even if I'm not even on my own platform, if I'm just commenting on somebody else's, people come to me with the questions, and really I'm like, shouldn't you ask the person who made the post? But the thing about it is, like, I'm willing to answer people's questions. So if you have any questions, I might not know the answer because, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm willing to find out and get the information to you. So yeah, do you guys have any more questions about anything that I said? I'm here to answer. If you have any more questions or any more comments. If not, then I'll see you guys in the next video. This evening around 5:55, I will be continuing this book, Ladies Get Paid by Claire Wasserman, if you're interested. I've been reading it to you guys, but I feel like it's like really, really boring to just sit here and read. So I will probably have read a lot of the next chapter. I found you from the MJ nonsense, and I see you talk a lot of other stuff. Yes, I really do. Because my channel is really supposed to be about lifestyle, fashion, and travel, but because of the panoramic, we haven't been traveling anywhere, and I'm out of fashion design school, so I haven't really been doing fashion. Sometimes you'll see me do like some fashion hauls, but lately it's been lifestyle videos because I've been so focused on growing my business. I graphic design glasses, t-shirts, and pretty much anything I graphic design lately because I got stuck here in my hometown after the pandemic, whereas I was like living in New York in fashion school at Parsons, the New School of Design. And so now I've just been at home. Like, I started designing masks because of what was going on. And then that led to t-shirts. Then that led to glasses. So now I'm just working on my own business, and it's just been crazy. And I want to get into making sure that my finances are right, making sure I'm doing good money management. So that's why I've been focusing on this stuff. No, I don't have a website, but I'm actually working on one right now. So eventually I will tell you guys whenever I have my website up, then you can order or look at the things that I have for sale. But right now my products are in local stores. I actually sold some of my work to a souvenir store called Mississippi Made and More. And the owner of that place actually owns a lot of gas stations. Owns a lot of gas stations in my hometown. And so a lot of my work is in the, I forgot the name of them. What is it? The Keith Superstores. They're in all those gas stations around the surrounding areas in my hometown. So that's where a lot of my artwork is right now. But yes, I am working on a website, and then people will be able to go and see my work and possibly order my work on there. But yes, so later today at 5:55, I'll be coming back on with Get the Job. And yeah, we'll talk about getting a job. And I guess it'll probably be talking about, acing the interview. That's what it's going to be talking about. But yeah, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hopping on. I'll see you guys in the next live video. I've just been finding that lives are way more convenient than sitting down and making a video and then having to edit it. So that's what we're doing lately. And I'll just see you in the next one at 5:55. Peace to the Middle East.